that why Govind Pathak has written this book.
Right, right. Good question. So, in fact, I had published around 7 books in last 9 months, and that is my passion, you can say. But again, I was not writing about telecommunication. I was writing about future architecture of civilization. And in fact, I had created a blueprint. I will not discuss at present. So there are 7 layer of architecture of civilization, and the these 6G or data center, those are going to be at physical layer. So what most telecom book cover, if you see, I had analyzed many books available in the market, and most of them are technical in nature. They talks about the standard, they talks about the spectrum, they talks about protocols, architecture, primarily from, you can say, CTO standpoint. But
Hmm.
that is not covering the broader picture or broader horizon. And the bigger question is, what happened when intelligence itself become infrastructure? 6G is going to be part of infrastructure. In that scenario, AI converges with telecom. Artificial intelligence is going to converge with telecom.
Welcome to Value Seller Talks, where we bring ideas, innovation, industry insights, and experiences of great leaders who are challenging conventional thinking. I'm your host Deepak Bajaj, and today is a very special day for Value Seller family as we are launching the second book on this platform from our special guest Govind Pathak. Govind is a technology strategist, AI thought leader, and author of the newly released book, which is 6G Threshold from Connectivity to Decision Driven Networks. There are many questions about 6G, its future, whether it's required, what are the possibilities, opportunities, and there are so many things which is going in the market. And I'm pretty much sure you are also getting a lot of vibes about the 6G from a different perspective. So today we will explore the transition from connectivity to intelligence, the use of 6G, AI native telecom networks, the convergence of terrestrial cloud and space infrastructure, the future of digital economy and intelligent enterprises, and very important, why 6G could become the foundation of the next technological era. So, if you are a telecom leader, technology enthusiast, investor, policymaker, entrepreneur, or simply curious about the future, or you just want to clear the dark clouds about the exact reality of 6G, then this conversation is for you. So don't miss to grab the copy of this wonderful book from Amazon, which is available globally from Indian, US, and UK perspective. Let's dive into the future of 6G from none other than Govind Pathak. Welcome, Govind, to the show.
Thanks a lot, Deepak. Thanks for a very nice introduction. Yeah, we can start.
Thank you so much, Govind. And people are just thinking, and now you are giving that reality which no one is has really looked into this. So I'm very excited, very curious, and really want to understand the how the 6G world looks like. So coming into the real part, that as a layman, most people think that 6G is simply faster 5G. What are they actually missing?
Yeah, good question, Deepak. So, in fact, I will give you much broader perspective. So, in fact, how this telecommunication has evolved and going to evolve. So, one generation of technology solve some problem of previous generation, but it create new set of challenges, and that's how technology has evolved and going to evolve. It's not only for telecom, but for any technology. So I will just talk about telecom. So in fact, fixed line is started close to 150 years back by Graham Bell, and subsequently mobility was in demand and mobility came into picture. So 1G was analog communication, addressed the mobility aspect. Then the digitalization has happened because industry discovered that digitalization has better efficiency than analog. So then 2G was the 2G came into picture. 2G, it was digitalized communication and short message service also introduced. Then in 3G, we have connected mobility to internet. So you can say it as a connected information. In 4G, it is, you can say, connected the app economy. So all the Play stores from uh, Google or Apple also came into picture, and it led to connected application. Then we came to 5G era. 5G era, India, we have a good deployment of 5G base. And 5G is all about connecting things. So it's connected machine, connected sensor, and connected ecosystem. Then there was something missing in 5G also, and that is going to be addressed in 6G. And 6G is mostly about connected intelligence. So again, there is nothing in black and white available in public media around 7G, 8G, or 9G. It's just a concept, and I try to visualize that as well. So you can say 7G is going to be network 7G is going to be, you can say, connected decisions. 8G is going to be connected consciousness. And 9G, you can say, is going to be connected reality, where physical, digital, biological, and quantum, all things will evolve together. So the biggest misunderstanding about 6G, it is viewed as connectivity upgrade. So every previous generation has improved communication. 6G fundamentally may change the role of communication itself. And for the first time, the network may participate in decision rather simply a transport, or you can say dump infrastructure. So the real story of 6G is not bandwidth, it's intelligent embedded into infrastructure. And in my book, I had stated many a times, like 6G has connected devices and no, sorry, 5G has connected devices, and 6G is going to connect decisions.
Oh, lovely. That exactly the decisions, which is very, very important. So it's a very bold statement. And as you rightly pointed out very clearly, that 5G is connected devices when we talk about the IoT devices, and the where we talk about the 100,000 devices or 1 million devices, and then to bring that thing into the reality, that's where the 6G comes into.
Correct.
I'm super super excited that what decision which is there we will explore in the as we move forward. But yes, that's the right intent of building the 6G. So thanks for clearing that it's not about that you are going to have a ultra high definition YouTube videos or Facebook. It's about something more, and that's the purpose of that 6G technology. Hmm. But as you know, it's a very bold statement. It's a very contradictory statement as well. When it comes to that, who will take the decision, right, or who will help to take the decision, right? So one thing at the board level, the question come: why should a CEO care about 6G if everything is going fine?
Right. So again, it's again my view. So the future competitive advantage will not come from information access. So currently we are in the age of information access. It will be via intelligent orchestration. So AI is not the network play. AI is going to be infrastructure play. And
Mm.
if you see the infrastructure chain, so there are multiple building blocks. One is artificial intelligent application like ChatGPT and all. Second is compute, so compute, servers, and storage. Then third building block is data center. Again, to feed all these things, fourth building block is power. Fifth building block is infrastructure, like connecting all those data center. And network is also part of the infrastructure. So network is not a standalone play. It is part of infrastructure chain. And when network become intelligent, every industry become intelligent. And the organization that understand these conversions early will create enormous strategic advantage. So 6G is going to impact most of the industries or most of the enterprises. It is going to impact healthcare, manufacturing, finance, transportation, many government enterprises. In fact, I had already listed important 10 6G use cases in my book. So because every major business transformation is eventually become infrastructure story. And in my book, there is a chapter called Operator Strategy. Like what should operator do? What should be the operator strategy to be you can say significant in upcoming 6G wave. So it is very important for CEO to understand the complex dynamics, complete dynamics, and start visualizing on the complete infrastructure chain rather just focusing on the network. If they focus just on network, they will be irrelevant and someone will reap the value.
Hmm. So it's important to look from a multiple perspective. Obviously, when it comes to board, so it's not only about the ROI, it's about the long-term impact and the engagement. When they're aware that they are 6G with a different value chain will play an important role. And definitely all these use cases are would be very intensive. So we will not touch right now, but just thanks for bringing all these factors where the 6G is going to play an important role. Hmm. Maybe I should ask this question before, but first thing that why Govind Pathak has written this book.
Right, right. Good question. So, in fact, I had published around 7 books in last 9 months, and that is my passion, you can say. But again, I was not writing about telecommunication. I was writing about future architecture of civilization. And in fact, I had created a blueprint. I will not discuss at present. So there are 7 layer of architecture of civilization, and the these 6G or data center, those are going to be at physical layer. So what most telecom book cover, if you see, I had analyzed many books available in the market, and most of them are technical in nature. They talks about the standard, they talks about the spectrum, they talks about protocols, architecture, primarily from you can say CTO standpoint. But
Hmm.
that is not covering the broader picture or broader horizon. And the bigger question is what happened when intelligence itself become infrastructure. 6G is going to be part of infrastructure. In that scenario, AI converges with telecom. Artificial intelligence is going to converge with telecom. Data center will become a strategic asset. Network will become autonomous and infrastructure will become cognitive. So the result was not simply a telecom book. It has become a broader elaboration of future architecture of civilization. And because the industry was missing this bigger story, I had written that. So this is not like any traditional telecom book. And again, if you see, especially in India market, any book on 6G, that starts from 5,000. Very rare books are published in India by any Indian author. And that was another aspect. My book is just, you can say, 10% of any standard book available in the market. So again, I wanted to spread the knowledge of 6G, make people aware. It was not only targeted to CTO community, but wider horizon where anybody is curious can read this story, this book, and this book is written like a story. There
Hmm.
is no big technical jargon I had used, so it's just a storyline.
And first of all, thank you so much for bringing your purpose behind this book. Because as you're mentioning about civilization, as you're mentioning about the people who can understand that how to use this technology for the betterment of the human life. I'm pretty much sure that it is going to be widespread very soon. And thanks for bringing all these points. And definitely, that any layman person like me who doesn't understand the technical jargons or who are afraid of reading such type of books, so this will give a clear blueprint as well as the roadmap that what should be done. So thank you so much, Govind, for first of all taking that initiative because writing a book is not an easy thing. And we wish you very best of luck for the success of the 6G threshold. And definitely it is going to create a longer impact. So thank you so much. But uh, what is the single most idea which you are very excited in your book 6G threshold?
Right. So, in fact, if you see the communication, it's 150-year old, and for last 150 year, humanity is optimizing communication. we are now beginning to optimize intelligence itself. So you can see any historical model, so any communication, it's encoding, transmitting, and decoding means information moves, human interpret, and human decide. Whereas in 6G onwards, it is going to change. So the emerging model is system interpret, system optimize, and system coordinate. So the future may not be defined by how efficiency information move. So we used to talk about bandwidth, latency. So those things will be not that much significant in 6G. It may be defined by how efficiently intelligence operate. And this is perhaps the most important idea in the entire book. The future of network will not be speed, it will be judgment, like decision. So the network who is able to take better decision will be, you can say, more trustworthy.
Mm. Yes. So is as you rightly mentioned, it's just not about making the network having a fast with a broad pipe to carry more data. It's about to make the decision, and that decision to get implemented come from the trust. So
Correct.
important, very, very important. So now we are not talking about only the data connectivity. We're talking about the data which should be trust and the decision should be made.
Right.
Hmm, I am getting excited about this book now, and
Right, right.
and also every time the reason of developing the 6G is becoming by the standard bodies is becoming more and more clear now. So thanks for bringing that part very well.
Right, right. And one more thing I would like to highlight, Deepak, about this book is this is written in totally different format. So it's not like any technical book where you will find heavy text and very little images and all. This is written in, you can say, Instagram style, and all pages are light. All pages you will find point by point explanation, clear pictures, and you can say a picture can speak 100 words. So if I have written this book in textual form, page size would be at least two and a half times. So it is summarized point wise, and nowadays people are used to of PPT. So you can say it's between PowerPoint presentation and text. So it is very light and interesting read. So I got this feedback from few readers as well, and they are liking this format very much.
It should be because no one has time in the world of TikTok and the
Right.
Insta. No one would like to go into, and everyone wants to understand the corrects very well. So thanks for considering the perception of the readers and adapting to the today's world. Hmm. But again, one question I would like to ask that infrastructure becomes intelligence, or what it mean? Because
Right.
let me elaborate that thing. We have seen the infrastructure means that the towers are there, the small cells are there. We can see, as an ordinary person, I can see the towers and there are antenna and there are some lightning, LED lighting blinking on it, and I said, okay, the tower is working, right?
Right.
Now, how this infrastructure, what is the understanding of infrastructure and how it is becoming transforming into the intelligent layer?
Yeah, so good question. So in fact, I will try to address it with few examples as well. So in infrastructure will evolve from passive utility to active participation. So currently, most of the infrastructure we are using, it's you can say just passive utility. It's utility like road is for moving vehicle, power grid is for moving electricity, telecom network is for moving information. So passive infrastructure that transport without participating the outcome, say for example of the road. So future road is going to sense, future road is going to predict, and they are going to optimize the traffic flow autonomously. Similarly, in power sector, the currently it's static distribution network with no adaptive capabilities. But
Mm.
future grid is going to allocate energy dynamically based on real-time demand intelligence. And we all are part of telecom network. So in fact, in telecom also, currently all the communication are, you can say, passive conduit carrying data without understanding it. So whatever data is encoded, it is just transported. Whereas future network that sense condition, predict demand, and coordinate system autonomously. So everything is going to be changed. So whatever we are seeing here as a passive body is going to play active role going forward. Not only in telecom, but in AI era, everywhere, each and every, you can say, dimension.
Hmm. A wonderful example. So moving from just to carrying it and then to take the decision on demand. That's the crux, that on demand to make it and move the traffic. It's going to be a great things to be seen and to experience also. At the end of the day, what you're mentioning is the user experience will get improved because of this dynamic on demand transformation.
Correct.
Hmm. Hmm.
Correct.
So
And its system is going to be more efficient. Efficiency
more.
will increase.
Yeah. And obviously, the energy and the resources required to run those systems, which is a huge cost, OpEx cost for any operator or any system, will definitely get a lot of reduction with the introduction of this like 6G.
Correct.
Mm. Right.
Correct.
Uh, we all talk about the AI, right? Uh, and now there's a new word is coming, distributed AI. And that is also a new word which is coming up. So my question to you is, the future networks will become a distributed AI system?
Yes. So currently, you can see today what is happening. Network and artificial intelligence are separate domains. So network is responsible for transporting information, and AI runs on a separate server. But again, going forward, tomorrow 6G onwards, network and AI are going to merge. So the network learn, network adopt, network optimize, and AI coordinate at planetary scale or larger scale. So AI is going to be part of infrastructure. And at some point, we may stop calling communication network. In fact, I had posted few blogs on LinkedIn as well, and that got very good impressions. And they become cognitive system operating at planetary scale, and that changes everything. The way it learns, the way it adopts, the way it optimizes, and the way it coordinates. And the distinction between network and intelligence will gradually disappear. So both will go hand in hand. Currently, they are part of different building blocks, but going forward, both will go hand in hand.
Hmm. Exciting times ahead.
Correct. Right.
Right. Right. So again, as I'm talking with a lot of operators and they are C-level executives. Now, uh, everyone has a different thought, right? First of all, AI is spread all across. We understand it, but as per their thought process, so they generally ask a question that is AI is actually a telecom problem.
Right. So basically, what we need to see what AI requires. So AI require primarily connectivity, then compute environment, storage environment, orchestration, and energy. So without, you can say, infrastructure, AI cannot scale. Without network, AI cannot operate globally. Without data center, AI cannot exist. And the future, AI and telecom are becoming inseparable. So in nutshell, you can say AI is not merely a software revolution, it's a infrastructure revolution.
Hmm. Yes. And as we talk about the ICT, the both have to merge together and goes hand in hand. So there's
Yes,
no
yes.
and yeah, definitely that's a very important part because the now the telcos are not only focusing on the human connections, they are focusing on the sensors, and now they are moving from a telco to techco and now to the AI journey. So that convergence is very important, and that is also on demand. So thanks for bringing that up. Hmm. Um, uh, Again, I now want to go a little bit technical. All right. Uh, there is a interesting word in the market called token, right?
Right.
First of all, what is this token is, and what there's something called the token seeking what's. What exactly that mean?
Right. So again, the next AI bottleneck is not going to be intelligence. It's electricity. And what everyone talks about today is different kind of AI models available, different kind of algorithms we are using, different kind of agents which are evolving. But again, the most important part of the complete ecosystem is electricity. Without electricity, we cannot imagine it. And the kind of demand which is picking up, it's matlab, everybody has to, or in fact all stakeholder has to focus on electricity. And
Hmm.
what very few discussions are happening around GPU, around cooling infrastructure, around power infrastructure, around data infrastructure. So the AI race increasingly becoming infrastructure race and energy race and deployment race. And this change the national competitiveness in the way most policymakers have not fully grasped. So the next AI bottleneck may not be the intelligence, it will be electricity. So electricity, all government or all the policymaker should also focus on electricity infrastructure or power infrastructure in addition to the AI infrastructure or telco infrastructure. Because without power, there will be some threshold beyond that it will not grow. So
Hmm.
policymakers should look from holistic standpoint.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, yes. But again, it's a very important point is that AI will not come alone. You have to have a full ecosystem.
Yes, yes. Four, five building blocks
Hmm.
we discussed just now. So
Yes,
all building blocks are important and all are interdependent. So without one, matlab, other will suffer.
yes.
So
And
just telco should also focus on something beyond the network if they want to be relevant and play a significant role in 6G era. The biggest advantage which any telco has, they are controlling the physical layer and they can control the higher layer as well, provided there is an intent. So, my suggestion to the operator would be they just go through the my book. There is a chapter called Operator Strategy that
hmm,
clearly describes how a operator will be relevant, what they need to do and what they need to plan and what they need to act to become relevant. Otherwise it will be they will be just a dumb pipe and somebody else is going to reap the value.
hmm, agree, agree.
You can see StarX, Elon Musk IPO. So he will have flexibility to control the decision infrastructure, and all operator he can make all operator irrelevant or dumb pipe because
Hmm.
that is the higher layer. So the organization which control higher layer will be able to monetize that in better way.
Hmm.
So
And
I should
and
also think in that direction.
yes, yes, yes. And that's the reason the operators are thinking again, most of them has already put it as a yellow flag that
Hmm.
that they don't like the problem which they face during the OTT side, like whether the operator revenue is growing or not, but OTT revenues are growing every exponentially. So
Right.
they don't want to do the same mistake. But yes. Hmm. But I come to the question of like on the ecosystem which you describe very effectively. But who will win the AI race? Who will get the maximum pie?
So again, there are so many factors. So the future artificial intelligence leadership will not depend on one factor. There are other factors like semiconductor ecosystem, fiber infrastructure, energy availability, sovereign data center, compute capacity. So there are so many variables. So infrastructure has become strategic, and the country investing today may define the tomorrow intelligence economy. And this is not a technology story, it is a geopolitical story. And not necessarily the country who has best model, possibly be the country who has best infrastructure. So the country pouring concrete today may own the intelligence economy tomorrow. So again, each country has to decide on their strategy to handle this artificial intelligence wave.
Hmm.
Otherwise, they will become irrelevant. So there are so many variables, and they should focus on each and everything. And so virginity is again important topic of discussion. Say, for example, tomorrow, if ChatGPT or any other AI tool, they shut down the operation for a country will go haywire because there
Yes.
would be so much dependency. So again, so virginity infrastructure discussion is also hot these days.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, exactly. And that's where that's where the collaboration and building the ecosystem and they all the moving parts should be working together to drive that particular purpose, which is 6G as we speak today.
Correct.
All right. So now, when we talk about the the telcos, we look them from a telecom tower perspective, right? Then we said, this is operator number one, this is operator number two, and all these things which we talk about. So today, as with your experience, so are the data centers becoming more important for the opco than the just the telecom towers?
Yes, yes. So, in fact, center has become the factory of intelligence era. So earlier, what factory has produced? So once they produced the steel, they had produced cars, they had produced many consumer goods. But again, what data center is producing? So data center is producing intelligence. Data center is producing decisions. Data center is producing, you can say, predictions or automation. So the future economy may depend as much on compute capacity as industrial capacity once did. And that is why the data center are becoming national strategic asset. An organization and nation that build them today will hold disproportionate power in intelligence economy tomorrow. And data centers are becoming the factory of intelligence age. And here in India also government has taken a lot of initiative and massive investment is happening in data center. In fact, many large company has announced, well, maybe you can say close to 70 to 100 billion investment is going to be in India next 3 to 5 year in data center. And CAGR of data center is, you can say it's around 30-35%.
Yes, yes, we have seen a very good names and the top leaders, industrialists who are entering into this space. And yes, the future is there, and also it makes sense because the data of the country should remain in the country itself.
Correct,
So
correct.
yeah.
And good thing is ki I'm also writing a book on data center and that should be available soon. So I just probe the customer demand, demand and align my thought process accordingly and produce some product for consumer. So my data center book is, you can say, 1.5 month away.
Mm. I will be definitely, ask one simple question, not about what you are writing. The first is what you are not going to write, because I think in every domain we will find Govind Pathak and his writing will be available. This is what we
Yes, yes.
see the way you are progressing. And but thank you for bringing that also, because at the end of the day, if we talk about data center, we talk about enterprises, they should also understand that where the market is going, and their policymakers should also align with the real value which you are bringing from the ground experience.
Right. So, in fact, I had derived a framework, not published yet. So, that is on architecture of civilization. So, there will be 7 layer of civilization going forward, and each layer has a role to play. So, maybe not in this discussion. Tomorrow, maybe we can discuss that, ki how
Yeah,
this
sure.
civilization is going to evolve, and what are the important considerations for each and every layer, and what should be the organization or nation strategy to
Mm.
address that. And it's very complex dynamics. So that is interesting topic we will definitely discuss. But again, there are so many things
Yeah.
I have not touched upon. So
So
my
we
books
get a
are
chance
primarily
to
around science and technology and mathematics.
we in this way we will get a regular chance to interact with you and get the wisdom from you and your experience.
Thanks
Right.
a lot. Thanks. I would love to share that because I love talking about my book. So
Right. And but yeah, today is a 6G threshold day, so we will be focused on the 6G. But yes, now as we are talking about 6G, right? Obviously, a lot of our listeners will have a question which comes in their mind automatically is What comes after 6G?
Right. So, in fact, one generation of technology solves certain problem, but create challenge another challenges. So that's how I said earlier, technology has evolved, and 6G you can say is connecting decision, and there are a number of possibilities. There is no tangible definition beyond 6G, but in my book I talked about 10 technology which are emerging or going to emerge in next you can say 25 years standpoint, and possible future direction would be cognitive networking, human machine convergence, ambience intelligence, synchronization intelligence. So again 6G will connect decision, 7G will connect cognition, and 8G might connect reality. And if you see in my book I had also spoke about interplanetary communication, media independent communication, intent based communication. So there are 10 communication technology which I have described at in very brief. So those things is going to evolve and emerge. So let us see whether we will be able to see all those things or not. But again, civilization will go and new technology will evolve.
Yeah.
There
And
are certain how I think I will just let. So there are certain limitations of 6G which will be addressed in 7G. Then 7G will have certain limitation that will be addressed in 8G. 8G will have certain limitation. To what G it will go, we don't know. But again, it will progress.
yeah. And definitely, because one solution brings more problems, and the another solution, solve this problem with their
Right,
own
right.
problems. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, is it a right way to mention that as we are evolving in the generation in the technology, the expectation of from the user will get more and more enhanced. Earlier,
Yes, yes.
the getting sending a WhatsApp message from my mobile was my achievement. But today,
Hmm.
looking at the YouTube, at my 3G time also, it was
Huh.
an achievement, right? Maybe we were not very choosy about the pixel rates and the definition, the high definition or the ultra high definition. But today, no, there's no person in the world who is exploring this 5G and they want to see ultra high definition. I'm pretty much sure the what type of the beyond definition, beyond UHD ultra high, what the new definition comes, I don't know. So that expectation will lead to create and develop more and more technology advancements.
Right, right. So in fact, I had stated in my book as well, if a technology can do, if something is supported by physics, that
Mm.
will happen sooner or later. So you will see new things, new kind of things going forward.
And I'm pretty much sure you have already put some writing around it as well.
Yes, yes, I'm trying that. So, in fact, I'm also writing a book on quantum and quantum technology, second digital revolution. So, I'm already working with one publisher who has close to 200 plus book distribution store in India and connection with close to 10,000 universities and institute in India. So,
Oh,
let us see. So you can see my book, might see my book on bookstore or some university courses going forward.
best of luck for that. And by the way, I have already started visualizing it because if such information is there, important information there, it should become handy. And with the stores online as well as such collaboration is very, very important.
Right.
Mm. Mm, what is intent-based networking? And that is also a question which comes in the mind, right? Earlier it was a networking, IP network, then it becomes some other networking, and now there's new word in the market called intent-based. So what exactly is that?
Right, right. So again, if you see the future network may stop executing command and they may begin interpreting the outcome. So traditional network historically, you can see how it works. So it's open this application, route the traffic and optimize the network. This is the standard function of routing and switching. Whereas intent-based future, Whereas intent-based future system may operate differently. We simply specify desired outcome, business objective, user experience, and the network determine the execution. And this shift the complexity from people to infrastructure. So whatever we are doing currently, fault management, configuration management, and performance management, most of those things are going to be the responsibility of infrastructure, and they are going to do autonomously. So future network will not execute command; they will interpret the outcome.
Hmm. Hmm. Um, and like if such type of configurations are getting changed, right? Will it also create a risk that who will become accountable if something goes wrong, let's say in the network performance?
Hmm.
So how this intent-based networking is going to solve that problem, or make sure that there should not be a risk if they give some sort of a decision.
Right.
And
So again, I will map it with one of my book, Moral Code: Ethics in the Heart of AI,
Mhm.
and in fact, EU AI Act and Niti Aayog in India has defined certain framework. Which framework is FATPH? So F for fairness, uh, A for accountability, T for transparency, uh, P for privacy, and H for human in the middle. So this is again a framework recommended for all AI application. And you are right. For any decision which AI is taking, someone has to be accountable. Someone has to be responsible. It could be either individual, it could be enterprise, or it could be you can say at policy and governance level. But it
Mm,
cannot be AI. So if
mm,
somebody says that AI has done this mistake, it's again, people might laugh. So it's not AI responsibility. So there is a framework available. And in fact, all the organizations are mandated to follow that framework. But what is happening of late is technology is moving much faster than you can say the governance part. So technology is coming for first, and how to govern that is far behind that.
mm,
So again, all policy makers should think about it and work on certain framework where the technology evolution and governance capability both go hand in hand.
mm. Yes, exactly. No one can just move away just saying that it has been done by the AI, but someone at the back end is the developer team who or data scientist who is actually making that functionality enabled with the help of AI, or that make the system self-learning and giving the recommendations.
Correct.
Mm. Uh, so, this could communication eventually happen without transmission? That is another interesting part which is coming. That why I need a uh, this the connectivity, or why I need such type of high-end thing. If we are becoming so futuristic, then everything should be done, quite seamlessly without the dependency on any connectivity or the transmission.
So yeah, it is again most controversial concept in my book. And as I said, I had described 10 emerging communication technology from next 25 to 50-year standpoint, and this is also one of them. So concept is available. So future system may synchronize intelligence without continuously exchanging the message. And I will also give you some example. So it's not, you can say, request response sort of network. It's many decisions can happen locally. And today's assumption is communication assume information must travel. Every message, every packet, every signal must physically move from sender to receiver. Whereas there is radical alternative, and that alternative is, but what if the system continuously share the context, the memory, the objective, the predictive model, the communication requirement, the syncing dynamics. So the future may involve synchronization rather than transmission. So all those things are possible. So complete transmission may not be required. Just synchronize. So if two you can say control unit synchronize, then most of the informations are transmitted without transmitting the data. And the final evolution of communication may eliminate communication itself. So there will not be communication, but there is still will still be communication. So say for example, quantum communication. So I
Yeah.
had also talked about quantum communication. So that is instant communication and there is no media involved in between.
Hmm.
So there is
Well,
no transmission.
No, no, agree. Because now if the we don't know, we don't predict the future, but the only thing what we can have is our imagination, right?
Correct.
But yes, so we immediately come to know the science fiction movies and everything will comes in the mind. The first impression is that comes in the mind. But yes, thanks for bringing it up, and we never know like how many years it will take, how many decades it will take. But
Hmm.
that could be maybe beyond how many G's I don't know, but that could also be a
Yeah, yeah.
possibility.
So I always say that if a technology can do, it will do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Someone is sitting at the back end.
Right. So you cannot stop. If something
Right.
is possible by physics, it will happen sooner or later.
True. Now, but coming to the current situation, right? The reality situation. So, will this brain network interfaces is a reality, or it will becoming a reality in the coming time?
Yeah, so brain network interface, it's again a lot of testing is going. In fact, Elon Musk is also working on that.
Yeah.
So currently some prototype model is available, but again, it is as I said, if technology can do, it will do, and it is going to be reality. And there would be enormous potential applications. So, say in healthcare industry, you can say in education, academics, collaboration. So there are so many things. And when thought becomes signal, communication becomes instantaneous. And in fact, again, I map most of these conversation with my book. So my two books are upcoming. One is Mind as a Data, the digital blueprint of human thought and behavior. So it is possible to digitalize thought and behavior. And once that digitalization happen, there should be instantaneous communication. You can say communication without knowledge, without language. So no language is not required. So everything is in your thought, behavior, and thought and behavior doesn't need a language. And again, I had also worked on a science fiction novel, Consciousness Protocol, where all brains are getting mapped to data centers. So all brains through this new brain network interface will be mapped to data center. There is concept of brain portability. So in fact, today you are engineer, tomorrow you want to become doctor. You just get the brain of somebody else. So those things are again described in that consciousness protocol science fiction. I have not published it. It's just an outline. So that is 2048 story when 50% of the human will be connected, their brain will be connected through brain network interface to data center. And as I said, fiction become reality sooner or later. So again, it is fiction as per my book, but sooner or later that might be reality.
You remind me the movie Matrix. Now I want to run a helicopter immediately. Someone programmed from the sitting at the back, and then that lady she become expert in driving flying the helicopter. So and but thanks for bringing that up because that is where I love the concept that there is no language required. The signals are transmitting, and then these are mapped, and then the backend system, which is brain network, as per today's jargon, is something which is taking a decision instantaneously. So now I can, I can't visualize the future looks like, how when this thing become reality, how this it's going to impact and transform the civilization, not civilization, even the everything around the which is connected with us, even the animals, even the all the the living things, right? So
Hmm.
earlier now we are talking about the sensor, then we are talking about the senses coming from the human beings or the living things, maybe the animals as well. So,
Hmm.
hmm,
So primarily, you can see there are five senses:
hmm,
touch, feel, taste, and all. And each senses has certain intensity. So if you map these five senses with maybe 100 or 120 intensities, and if you are able to digitalize that sensual information, then it is possible. Like whatever you feel or sense, you just digitalize it and forward that to somebody at the recipient end. So
hmm,
ultimately, what we do, so we translate these senses into language and then
hmm.
talk. If senses are directly transmitted, then language has no, language is not required, and language will become irrelevant.
Right.
All your
Agree.
feelings, emotions, everything is transmitted. Then there is no use of need of language. So those are just at conceptual stage. So I don't know when that will happen.
Yes, but to our viewers and the listener, now we started from the network, which is a intelligent network, right? We talk about intent. Now we are moving to the next phase, and definitely where the senses, the thoughts, these signals become a more and more relevant, and that is something which is going to create a more and more powerful decision. And I can't imagine how the world look like, but how the beautiful world look like when these things happen. So thanks, Govind, for bringing this particular aspect. And honestly, I haven't not thought about it, and I'm pretty much sure there are millions of people who have not thought about from this angle.
Correct.
Hmm. As you mentioned about Elon Musk, right? So first thing which comes in the mind is the another planet, which is Mars. So
Ah.
now, if we are going wild, then we have to think something else as well. So how does this communication change on Mars?
Right, right. So, in fact, there is a chapter in my book on interplanetary communication. So, this is not, though book name is 6G, but again, it is not limited to 6G. It is
Yeah.
beyond 6G. There are several sub communication technologies is described in very simple language. So, interplanetary communication, it forces us to rethink the networking fundamental. So,
Mm,
the communication between Earth and Mars, where you can see again, depending on planetary location, there is a delay which varies from 4 minutes to 20 minute depending on planetary alignment. And traditional networking assumption will break entirely. So current routing and switching is just store and forward. Whereas interplanetary communication is not real time, it is anticipation driven. So
mm,
again, something is anticipated. Say, for example, I will give you example of rover on Mars. India has also launched. So
mm,
if some obstruction came in front of rover, so it will not wait for instruction from Earth that you stop or do that or do this. So
mm,
it will autonomously do there then and there basis its own intelligence, because
mm,
if some obstruction is there and that is you can say 2 minutes away, and instruction from Earth to Mars will take you can say 10 to 20 minutes. So
mm,
then that kind of communication has no relevance. So complete thought process is going to change, and it is you can say anticipation driven,
mm. Yeah, yeah,
which will
yeah.
be autonomous, which will be predictive, and which will be to some extent delay tolerance. So concept would be totally different than the traditional communication which we are used to of.
Yeah. It's a situation based, think what you say, situation based thinking and taking the action, which become more crucial at that time. And as you rightly mentioned, yeah, it not wait for the delay, the instruction to come after 5-10 minutes, so there is no
Right.
relevance about it. Yes,
Uh,
exactly. And I'm pretty much sure, not from the Mars perspective, from the Earth perspective, also there are so many things which is there, and that's the reason. If we talk about, let's take one example of a driverless cars, right? We know
uh,
that how many tests are going on, and maybe that cars are performing really well, but if one accident happen or there's a delay of maybe of 10 millisecond of applying a brake, the cars are not successful to launch, at any part of the world. So
mm,
agree, totally agree, but that's a different perspective. But yes, so this concept and this the physics or the thought behind this technology is already part of your book, 6G book.
yes. Interplanetary. There is a chapter for interplanetary communication.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I'm pretty much sure the people are willing to and they are excited to learn about that thing, that how that things work, right?
Correct. And that is at conceptual level, not deep technical level. So again, as I said, this book is for any person who is curious to know more. So no deep technical knowledge is required to understand this book.
Mm. Now coming back to Earth. So, so one part which you mentioned about the quantum. So, what role the quantum technology is going to play?
So again, quantum technology is going to disrupt each and everything. So quantum technology may become as transformative as AI itself. So currently, AI has disturbed the ecosystem. Quantum technology would be second disruption, and AI changes how intelligence operate, whereas quantum may change what is computationally possible. So anything which is computationally possible can happen. So we are talking about a lot of things like quantum safe security, advanced sensing, optimization, and there are so many research and development happening on quantum scientific discovery. So AI is going to change intelligence, and quantum may change reality in itself. So you can see altogether different kind of reality which cannot even thought for. I will just give you one example. If any algorithm or any software is reading a book, it
Mm,
will read line by line, page by page.
mm,
Whereas using quantum, it can read complete book in a single instance. So there is no sequence or context required. It can read complete information within, you can say, much fraction of much faster. So I have also thought of writing a book on quantum, and again I am doing a lot of research, and that is again quantum technology, the second digital revolution. So first is digital revolution, it would be second digital revolution, which is going to disrupt many hardware and encryption which are currently deployed.
mm.
So a lot of things will happen, and that will again good for us as well. So job will be there in market. Today, somebody working on AI, tomorrow the same person will work on quantum. And this is how civilization has evolved and going to evolve in future. So new things will keep happening.
Mhm. Because first thing which when someone say quantum, right, the first thing which comes in our mind is a big furnace where there is some liquid is flowing, some circular type elements are flowing into that, are floating inside that. That is something which comes into the theory, like a very advanced environment which is having some heat is emitting. This is how the quantum has been positioned. And to make anything around the data center based on the quantum side or such type of advanced part, the people are get scared. But you rightly explained that the speed which is coming, and when it comes to the real deployment of this quantum, then definitely the mass distribution help this quantum to get fitted, I think, into every device, as we talk about maybe 30 years down the line. Is my
Right, right.
understanding correct?
Yeah, you are correct. So in fact, we have spoken a lot about Y2K problem, like most of the hardware will stop working after that. And in fact, quantum is going to disrupt the complete hardware ecosystem. And going forward, you will learn quantum safe hardware or
Mm,
quantum compliant hardware.
right, right.
So it will impact the complete hardware ecosystem,
Mm,
the complete encryption. So whatever encryption we are using, that will have no relevance. Quantum using quantum technology, any encryption can be broken in fraction of second. So whatever digital information or financial information we are transmitting on pipe, everything will go can be public using quantum technology.
mm.
So this
So,
is again it is limited to lab only, but again sooner or later that will be available in mass market, and all enterprises has to start thinking today what should be their strategy to address this quantum threat. And in fact, I had also written a white paper on telecommunication,
mm,
like how quantum is going to impact the telco ecosystem, and what should be operator strategy for next 10 year to uh, address this threat and upgrade their network, which is quantum compliant. So
mm.
telecom will come later, but again, it is going to disrupt the financial sector first.
Yes, yes, and I agree. So if I have to map like 6G, AI, quantum, so
Hmm.
but earlier the data coming from 6G is
Hmm.
getting processed. with the help of AI algorithm to give a intent-based decision, right? That's what we learned. But when the
Hmm.
quantum comes, so it is going to replace AI or AI will sit on the quantum. That part is not clear right now.
So AI and quantum, you don't get confused. So AI will be there, but again, quantum is, you can say, below layer technology. So
Okay.
there will be AI on quantum also.
AI on quantum. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's, you can say, it's quantum will be on physical layer or data link
Got it.
layer,
Got
and
it.
AI will be on application layer.
No, no, agree, agree. And thanks for that. So because most of the listeners don't have that the visualization. So thanks for bringing that AI will sit on top of this quantum or whatever that there. But that's the ideal way of transforming, understanding the collecting the information, getting it processed, and taking a decision. All the three goes hand in hand. Perfect.
Right.
So again, I think I have asked this question, but again, there is some query in my mind still. So my question here is from a communication transmission side is that what does communication beyond transmission mean? If you can elaborate that again.
Right, right. So for centuries, communication has focused on moving information, and the next frontier may focus aligning intelligence, and communication evolved from sending messages to synchronizing understanding. And the future may not involve communication at all. It may involve intelligence alignment. So two body, if intelligence is aligned, communication is not required. So those understanding will be there.
Hmm. Right. Agree.
So
Yes,
again, you can see, so if we look the communication history, the objective was always for transmission. How do we move information faster, further, cheaper, and more reliable? But AI changes this equation, and future system may already process the context, the memory, and the awareness. So, in that world, the challenge is not longer transmission of information. The challenge become aligning intelligence. So, the future may optimize the movement of information, but synchronization of understanding. So, understanding will be synchronized rather transmitting data.
hmm. Right. I know it's going to be going into more a technical thing, but yes, very well articulated and making it positioned really very well. I'm pretty much sure there are so many use cases when it comes beyond this transmission part. But yes, thanks for bringing
Yeah.
that particular topic.
So, right, I will just highlight one context. In fact,
Yep.
I had launched my book in Bharat 6G Forum, and there were many startups. So, I had just described them like these are the 10 upcoming communication technology from next 10 to 25 years standpoint, and they should look over it. So, in fact, afterwards also, I had exchanged the contact, and I got few queries from those startups
Hmm. Hmm.
about the technology which I had specified in my book. So, which is good. Matlab somebody is consuming whatever I had visualized and trying to bring that on ground. So, I am very happy.
Yes. No, well, at this time, because startups are the most risk-taking people right now.
Hmm.
And the only thing is, if they don't are fully aware about the framework, how the industry is coming, how they are evolving, and obviously, whatever the application they are building, it should be reside on top of that. And if there's any misalignment, definitely it will not get absorbed and
Correct.
not be scaled up. So yes, it's very important for the startup community to understand what is going on so that these small gaps which can create an impact a negative impact on your vision and mission, so kindly connect with Govind so that your queries will should get sorted and you should go as per the industry standard and the frameworks which has been defined. So
Yeah.
thanks for bringing that helping hand. Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Deepak. So, in fact, Deepak will be posting this podcast on LinkedIn. And anybody who has any queries around all these communication technologies, which we are discussing, all of them are futuristic. So please feel free to connect me on LinkedIn, and I will try to address that, or I will try to address your queries. But again, I also have certain limitations. So all these things are basis my understanding of how things are going to move that might be different from different for different people. So I will try to help you. I will try to address. So don't hesitate in reaching out to me for any kind of worry.
Yeah. So kind of you, Govind, and I'm pretty much sure you are getting a lot of responses and a lot of queries you are going to handle in the coming time. So best of luck and thank you again for
Thanks a
that.
lot.
Right. Again, the new word which I have not heard earlier is what is semantic communication?
Uh, right. So again, so good thing about my book is you will find many futuristic word and which is not in general communication. So we don't come across this kind of word in our day-to-day working, even in telecom industries. So these are primarily for, you can say, people who are working on research and development and
Hmm.
developing new technologies. So again, traditional network which we all work on, transmit bit, but future network may transmit meaning. So transmitting bit, there is no intelligence. Transmitting meaning has certain intelligence. So today network care about the packet delivery, the error rate, the throughput, whereas future network may care about something very different. Like, did the receiver understand the meaning? I have communicated something, but are you understanding it? And the image sensing, the meeting has been postponed. Just some meeting has been postponed. So instead of transmitting all those things, just code, that meeting is postponed. So whatever communication is required semantically, this is transmitted to recipient. So it's just transmission of meaning rather transmission of raw data. So this is what semantic communication is. And most efficient network transmit meaning, not data. So your efficiency is going to increase. You can say, you if you transmit complete data, it will take, say for example, X bandwidth. But if you transmit meaning, it will be a fraction of that bandwidth. The bandwidth consumption is going to reduce drastically in semantic communication.
Mhm. You have to read through that as well. Okay. But Govind, thanks for bringing all these the futuristic things, which maybe a one set of like you rightly mentioned, the R&D people used to go through. But these R&D is actually working for the 10 years ahead evolution. So I'm pretty much sure the people, there are a lot many curious people who want to or readers who want to understand about all this thing and your this segment is going to help them a lot, but not moving now, moving from or coming back from future to the present, right? And the fun thing which most of the people are afraid when I say people, I'm not talking about only about engineers, even the non-engineering background people. So the first $1 million question here is, will AI replace the telecom engineer and associated ecosystem?
Right, right. So if you see the history, the printing press, the electricity, the computer, the internet, or AI is not different. So it's like that only. So when computer came, people thought ki all job will vanish because computer will start working on that. When printing press came, so people thought ki whatever, whosoever was associated with that business, they have nothing to do. But again, this transformation happen with technology, though the future belongs to argumentation, not replacement. So one should look for possibility of argumenting his skill. Say, for example, especially for telecom engineer, it's a telecom expertise, which most of them already have. Then AI literacy. AI literacy is also important. So again, they should focus on AI literacy. They should have system level thinking, system level thinking in the sense ki wider thinking. So if you see my book, it's not the 6G technology, it's system or
Hmm.
civilization, much wider thinking, rather the point thinking. And they should also have business understanding. So these are the four primary skill: telecom expertise, AI literacy, system thinking, and business understanding. So my suggestion to all telecom engineers who are listening to this, they should look for possibility of developing a skill where they are lacking. So this will make them relevant. Otherwise, they will become irrelevant. So my answer to this is AI won't replace telecom engineer. Telecom engineer using AI will replace those who are not.
Uh, right.
So your job will not be replaced by another telecom engineer. Your colleague who knows how to use AI is going to replace you. So be alert and act accordingly.
Hmm. Now, one thing I want to ask, right? Now, you and me are very active on LinkedIn, and in the LinkedIn, there are so many videos are coming where the workers, let's say, I'm pretty sure you have seen that video that workers who has put the cameras on their head and they are just doing a stitching job, because the garment manufacturing industry. So, and then the videos are getting recorded, and everyone has showing that their data is now feeding it to this AI engine which is developing it. And
Hmm.
in return, that robots are going to be manufactured who is designed to do that job with the brain which has been coming and the activity which has been trained so far in the stitching that particular garment. Now, if that particular person who remains in that activity and that's the requirement of that job to, let's say, look at the monitoring of the network, if any fault comes immediately, they should be triggered. Now, automation has given that particular sense, and the alerts are coming in a on a real time basis, right? Other than the manual. Now, a person who didn't know, because the AI use cases are still not very clear. So how this person who doesn't know, because that is not a widespread information, just working on a chat GPT or using some sort of a system from here and there, it's not making them a AI engineer. Anyone can do that. So is there any
Correct.
specific skill set which you focus within the AI domain that a person or the experience or mid-level telecom professional should focus on? Or right now, they're just knowing a chat GPT and other things, how to use a prompt is good enough for them right now.
No, the input is not sufficient. So, as I discussed just now,
Mm,
the skill set which they should explore is telecom expertise, which most of them already have. So, AI literacy is not only limited to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is just a tool, but how complete AI ecosystem works. So,
mm,
they should look from holistic perspective. ChatGPT, any even minimal illiterate person can also use and derive the output. But what
mm,
is behind that chat GPT? How that chat GPT is working? What are the different algorithm and other things which chat GPT is using? And they should also have system wide thinking, not the point thinking. And they should have business understanding. So if anyone is having these four skill, it's they would be definitely relevant for the industry, and if they are lacking sooner or later, as I said earlier, so telecom engineers who are using AI is going to replace who are not. So
yes,
these
yes.
four skill are the primary skill which everybody who is working, I am also coming from telecom background, so who is working in telecommunications should learn.
Mm. Yes. No, thanks for bringing that up. I understand it's a very complicated, complex, as well as it's a personalized thing because not every engineer, even there in the telecom, they don't understand these type of advanced level of algorithm which we are talking about, right? It's not changing
Right,
because if you look at it in our industry, 60% of the people are those who are doing a regular job, right?
right,
By
right.
same network monitoring or maybe managing the network or the cell sites and so on and so forth, right? Nothing more. That's the reason we call it a saturated one. And they are the one who is getting impacted very, very soon, right?
Mhm.
Right. So yeah,
So, Deepak, I would like to address in more interesting and philosophical way. So, basically, hmm, I thought has gone. Some more. What was the topic? I just forgot.
yeah,
Uh,
the replacement of the telecom engineers, right? The people who are doing a regular job like a network maintenance
Right, right.
and
So
operation.
basically, so again, as I said, civilization is gradually changing and everything is changing. So
Mm,
again, if you see long back, it was mechanical, muscular energy, then muscular energy converted to steam energy, then electrical energy. So all those form of transformations are happening. And till date, we have outsourced the mechanical task. Say, for example, we have outsourced uh, cloth washing to, you can say, washing machine, cooking to microwave. So, and those were primarily mechanical tasks. But again, we are also outsourcing our thinking to machine, which is basically artificial intelligence. And we are also moving from world of scarcity to world of abundance. So again, earlier we used to just struggle for food, cloth, and shelter. But nowadays, these primarily things are guaranteed for everyone. So even if they don't work, they will get the bare minimum. And going forward, automation will happen to greater extent that everybody is not required to work.
Mm.
So everybody is not required to work, but again, how that civilization will work then? So only 4-5% very, very intelligent people will work. Rest of other can can just fulfill their passion, like they have some interest in art, culture, sports. They should just focus there and they should do that rather exploring to work. And it is going to be the government responsibility to support them through some bare minimum, or you can say like incentive, which is given in primarily Western countries to so that they can meet the basic necessity. So going forward, you are right. Job is not going to be for everybody, but again, there will not be any scarcity. Things are available in abundance, and they can enjoy their life. They can party. So people should think in that direction. So you are not born to work. You are born
Right.
to enjoy.
No, very, very well said. Very well said. It gives a relaxation to a lot of people because now who are actually surrounded by this negative and dark clouds,
Hmm.
because there are so many colleagues of mine, we know we are in the industry from like you are more experienced from last 3 decades. I'm in from last 2.5 decades. So we have a lot of connection. And part, this challenge is not limited to India, but globally from US to Australia, we are talking. Everyone is having the same fear. But yes, the point which you rightly mentioned is something which gives them a breather and a direction because a lot of people are not aware that what they are going to do next because the
Hmm.
mind has been clocked only for that particular 9 to 5 job or maybe 9 to 9 job, but still it's stuck there, right? So moving to the next topic, right? Again, the 6G is all about the decision. So who is going to control the future decision layer?
So, right. So, in fact, historically, if you see, the source of power were land, resources, manufacturing, and information. And the future battle is not for spectrum or orchestration in telecom. So, the most important infrastructure of future may be invisible. And the organization that control AI model, intelligent infrastructure, and orchestration layer may influence how economy functions. So the organization who controls the intelligence layer is, you can say, or decision layer or intelligence layer is going to rule.
Hmm. Right. And again, as you rightly mentioned, the basic things of like for a human being, what we need, food, shelter, water, nowadays on internet also. But yes, there is also a fundamental part, and these are the one who is historically we have to see rather than just going for that. Yes, important
Right. Right.
part.
So basically, if you see again the four infrastructure of civilization, so it is energy infrastructure, transport infrastructure, communication infrastructure, and fourth one is intelligence infrastructure. So all infrastructures are important for civilization.
Very well said. Very said. But as we have discussed more over the positive side, and we have discussed that the future opportunities which come through the intelligence. So, is it a right understanding also that or risk factor also that are we building a system which we cannot govern later on? If everything is now coming to that quantum or the AI systems, then it's really a challenge for a human being to govern that what is going on and how to control that if something goes bad.
Right, right. So, in fact, this is no longer a technology question. So, it
Mm.
becomes a governance question and I had also explored in my book Moral Code Ethics in the Heart of AI. So technology is advancing much faster than the governance, and this should concern all of us. You are right. So for decade, innovation has moved faster than regulation, and today the gap is widening at much faster rate. And
Hmm.
AI system increasingly learn, adopt, optimize, and influence decision. So old question was, what can machine do? And new question is, what should machine do? So what can machine do and what should machine do? So dynamics are changing. So control doesn't disappear. It is, you can say, invisible.
Hmm. Okay. Yes, yes, you rightly mentioned now from what to what should, right?
Right.
Earlier we
Right.
were
What can machine do to what should
what
machine
should
do? So we
exactly.
need to decide.
Right. And that's where the frameworks and the guideline, the ethics,
Right, right. So
and this. Uh,
yeah, so in fact, I had also mentioned that in quite elaborate in my book, Moral Code Ethics in the Heart of AI. So, EU AI Act and India Niti Aayog, FATPH framework. So, I will not discuss in detail, but yeah, framework is there. Some sort of governance is there, but there is no enforcement as such.
right. Yeah, it will take, as you rightly mentioned, that technology comes first, and then the later the frameworks happen, and
Ah,
which is there because the framework is not an easy work to do. So once based on the real tests, the frameworks will should govern. So, but yes, totally agree with you that. But again, I love the concept, the quote. What can the machine do versus now
what should
should
machine
machine
do?
do
So,
now?
just think over it.
Yes, exactly. And that's the whole story, right? Now
That is
the
whole AI story
exactly.
in one sentence.
Right. Right. Uh, Now coming to the 6G threshold, specifically. Otherwise, we will go to Mars and now maybe later on, maybe Neptune or Pluto. I don't want to go there. So, what is the five most revolutionary idea which you think the people should know, the reader should know in the 6G threshold book?
Right, right. So, in fact, some of them I had already discussed in detail. So, in my book, I had specified 10 future communication ideas. And if I am allowed to choose top five of them, one is semantic communication. Uh, then second is intent-based networking, uh, which is primarily the outcome over command, brain network interface, interplanetary communication, and communication without transmission. So these are, you can say, altogether different concepts. So we are still in the mindset of uh, encoding, transmitting, and decoding. These are slightly different concepts. So, in fact, in my book, I had also uh, written about drone communication, like
Hmm.
swan communication. So, they are more, you can futuristic idea. So, in case anybody is curious, he can go through my book. But these are the five primary things which I had described in my book, and probably this is new for most of us because most of us do only day in day out routine activity. We are not well, we should be system thinker and look from holistic standpoint, and this is good topic to explore, and people who is listening, who is curious, my suggestion would be just explore this topic. Plenty of informations are available in public domain, and be curious and
Yeah, yeah, and also it's important to because the exploration and just to get an the essence what are these topics are so that you should not be behind the race. You should know what is going on,
yes,
and you
yes.
never know which startup or which innovator is using this concept and actually putting in their own solution so that it can create a more and more value to the end customer or enhance the user experience.
Right. So, in fact, there are many startups, some of them I know personally, working on these futuristic technologies.
Right. Definitely. India is a hub of startups now.
Right, right.
Right. I'm sure that you have answered this question, but again, in a very simple word, if I want to ask that why 6G threshold is different from the other 6G books which is available globally.
Right, right. So again, most of the books talks about the standard architecture, radio technology, implementation, protocol. So this is heavy technical jargon.
Mm.
Whereas this book is totally different. It is written in form of, you can say, a story or narration. It is very easy to read, digest, and this is not, you can say, a telecom book. This book is about future architecture of civilization. So this is slightly futuristic. It is architecture of civilization. So it is interesting reading, and it is available globally on Amazon in 150 countries. So anybody can search and get this book in case interested. If any of our conversation is exciting them, my suggestion would be just go and search it on Amazon and buy it. And in case you have any further query or you want to connect with me on LinkedIn or by any other means, I am open for discussion. So all of these are thought provoking. So in addition to your day in, day out business, you should also try to be system thinker and look from a futuristic standpoint. Because today's future will be present tomorrow.
Yes, exactly. Rightly said. And definitely, but the people are not aware that how the future looks like. So this gives a right direction and the thoughts behind it so that they can connect the future with the current situations, and definitely the gaps will be covered via your beautiful writing. So thank you, Govindji, for bringing all these particular points. But again, we are not talking only about the engineers in our group, in our community. There are so many CX level, the leaders who are already present, and we get a very good feedback from them regarding the activities which Value Seller team is doing. But via for them, what is the key messages you should want to give it to those leaders who are actually making policies or who are actually driving and doing the execution?
Right. So, in fact, there are many interesting messages, but again, I will just talk about top five.
Mhm.
So, and again, we have already discussed in our communication, some of them we have discussed. So, again, infrastructure is becoming intelligence. So, again, AI used to be sitting on separate server, going to be part of infrastructure going forward. Trust will become more important than performance. So to tomorrow, subscriber will not look only for performance; they will look for trust. So operators would also focus on building trust. In addition to performance, will also be important, but trust will be equally important. And security is going to play very crucial role in 6G.
Mm.
Then AI race is becoming an infrastructure race. So it is AI race is not only the network or telecom race. It has become infrastructure race, and you can see a lot of money is getting poured here, and company like SpaceX $1 trillion valuation. So you can see how what kind of play is here. So it's a infrastructure race, and operators should look beyond the telecom or physical infrastructure. There are so
Mm.
many other things they should see, they should do. So there is a chapter on operator strategy. They should just go through that, and they should start today rather waiting for something to happen. And the future belong to intelligent orchestration. So the person or the organization who is going to control the intelligent orchestration is going to rule. And again, communication is evolving into intelligent alignment. So we have spoken about a lot of the upcoming futuristic telecommunication technology from 10 to 25 year standpoint. Uh, and the future will not be built by those who own the network. It will be
Mm.
built by those who orchestrate the intelligence. This is very important line for any CTO. So if today you are owning the network, but you are not going to build the future unless you step up and start controlling the orchestration, start controlling the decision layer or orchestrating the intelligence. Otherwise, you will become relevant. So these are the major key messages in our book.
Oh, lovely, lovely. And yes, the transformations there don't become executor, become the thinker, and then imparting this intelligence orchestration. That is where the map is. And definitely the AI is a tool which can help you to do the extraordinary performance and the delivery in the fraction of time. So, and definitely the 6G you need, which is has the inbuilt AI intelligence into that. So lovely, lovely messages, and definitely, thanks for bringing and strategizing their next course of action. And I love the important part which you mentioned is the trust. So the trust is important, and like you need a loyal employees, so you
Right.
need a loyal system.
Loyal operator. So you have operators would look for that as well. So if trust is gone, everything is gone. You will
Yes.
lose all the subscribers.
And that's a gelling impact, right? Whether you talk about any industry, it's not in the telecom, but if you look at
Any industry,
any
trust is.
industry,
Hmm.
the banking, the fintech, and so on and so forth. Earlier, we remember, to send a transaction via Visa, or maybe now, if I from an Indian perspective, Paytm, we were scared because once you have to connect your bank details with the any external software, it becomes so scary. And
Correct.
but that if you have that trust, I'm pretty much sure the sky is the limit.
Right.
Hmm. uh, as we are approaching towards the closure, so what is the ultimate message of 6G threshold to the readers?
Right, right. So again, we begin sending signals across wires long back, and the future may involve seamless alignment of intelligence across the system. So this is how it was and how it will be. So where we begin with telegraph, telephone, radio, internet, but again, focus is going to shift. It is going to shift to intelligence, orchestration, cognition, coordination. So complete paradigm is going to change in 6G. Architecture will be changing and many terminology which you were used to till 5G may not be used or may not be relevant in 6G. So again, upgrade your skill, try to be relevant, and again, I will also say also read my books.
And then definitely, if they will not read it, then definitely they will never get a direction. So
Correct.
so it's like the first stepping stone is
Hmm.
to read the books to understand and definitely sort your queries and take the relevant action. Right. And also, what should the audience do next, right? Okay, reading a book is one thing, right? But
Right.
what is the key takeaway or what is the execution plan for them to do?
Right, right. So again, good question. So again, once you read your book, you already have certain assumption. So you challenge your assumption, whatever assumption you are carrying at present, basis your past experience. Some of them may not be relevant. So you
Hmm.
challenge your assumption, you adopt, and you also think beyond telecom. So basically, telecom used to be the isolated infrastructure earlier, but again, it is going to work with AI, it is going to work with data center, it is going to work with compute, power. So you should think beyond telecom. And again, think about intelligent infrastructure. So complete intelligent infrastructure, which we have discussed. So you should uh, uh, spread your horizon, you should spread your wings. And again, five pillars which I have discussed: intelligence, infrastructure, trust, orchestration, and governance. So you should have some knowledge in all these domains. And now every industry, every institution, and every individual is, you can say, going to be affected by this AI super cycle. So you should be vigilant, you should be aware, and the future network is not speed. Again, I will say the future of network, till date it used to be speed, but future it would be judgment.
Hmm.
So these are the, you can say, key messages. So just in single line, challenge your assumption, think beyond telecom, and be relevant. So this is my message to all audience who has patiently listened to this podcast.
And lovely. And so it's not so audiences. This is not about the the pointers. It's about this each domain is itself is an industry, right? So it's very important when, especially when you are at the mid-age professional with the 10, 15, 20 years of experience. For you, the expectation from the company or the employer, or if you're opening your own startup, it's also important that where your offerings, get fit into this wider horizon, the five pillars which has been mentioned. So it's very important first to understand the get the basic understanding about what these horizons looks like, and then make your strategies and into each domain. And definitely, if there's any challenges which you are getting, or if you think that something is something more can be added, so that brainstorming, you know whom to connect with, right? So we will share the details of Govind on the LinkedIn. All the details will be there so that it will be for you. It will be an easy to just get connect with him, right? So thank you, Govind, for bringing that particular point and making it easy to summarize and easy to focus, because today the content is available everywhere, but the direction is missing.
Correct.
Hmm. So that's end to the closure of our discussion. I personally get a lot of information, a lot of understanding, some terms which I've never heard about, and that has been first of all thought about it. So thank you, Govind, for your imagination, puts the research into it, and then documented in the form of the writing and bringing the whole all the components together in your book, which is 6G Threshold. I'm sure there are, and you always mentioned that there are so many other books which is coming as well. So first of all, I would like to give our best wishes to you for this book, which is already launched in 150 countries, and from where the person can avail that book.
Right. So again, this book is globally available on Amazon. So this is look and feel of this book. So this is premium printing, and this is available on Amazon. So it is listed on Amazon India. It is also listed on Flipkart in India. It is listed on Amazon UK, Amazon US. But again, you if you are in any country, you can just search for 6G threshold by from Govind Pathak. You will find that. And
Can you
in
zoom
addition
in?
to
Can you bring the book closer to the camera, please? Just close. Yeah, exactly. So this is the name. The 6G again is getting blurred, but no worries. We will put it on the we'll put the cover page on our LinkedIn. So yeah, it's visible now. Perfect. Yes, right.
right.
Earlier it was getting blurred, so that's the reason I request. It's a lot many pages are there which I can see.
Yeah, yeah. So it's 233 page.
Mm.
And it's written in very simple and very simple language. And it's in between, you can say word and PPT. So it's very easy to read.
Ah, lovely, lovely. So, Govind, before we close, any final message which you'd like to share with our audience?
Yes, yes. So in fact, we had very long conversation. So thanks everyone who are listening to this podcast. So the final message is when infrastructure begin to think, everything changes, and that you can see. So the book core message is 6G threshold is not a book. It's about generation of telecommunication. It's a book about next generation of civilization. And because when infrastructure begin to think, look, every industry, every institution, every individual will be impacted. And old question, how do we connect to world is now what kind of intelligence we are building into. So things are, there is paradigm shift. And again, I would like to close with one message. AI is not the future and control is. And for that, again, my next book, it's
Ah,
visible now.
beautiful.
So it is already available on Amazon. It's Enterprise AI Control, How Organization Governs Intelligent System at Scale. So this sixth book is primarily for telecom. But again, I realize that something is missing for enterprise. It is not covering the enterprise aspect. And I had noticed that enterprises are confused, like what to do with AI, what kind of strategy they should follow, what is the framework, how they will adopt. And there you can say 5 lakh plus enterprises in India. And this book will definitely give them some direction, like how to handle anyone like artificial intelligence and how to be relevant. And you can explore this as well. So this is the final message. This book is getting launched at at international location as well. I will not disclose as of now. So once that is confirmed, I will circulate that on LinkedIn. So that is not confirmed. So that's why I am not sharing. But this is going to be launched at several international platforms as well.
Uh, so, Govind, first of all, I'm fully flattered with what your thought processes are, and putting them being being an author. I understand what's the pressure, what is the sometimes you become so much deviated, right? And controlling the thoughts and putting it in a right structure, itself is a difficult task, right? And now
Right.
with the 6G coming into the 6G threshold, and now I learned lot many things which I am not aware. Even I'm from a telecom industry, and I'm pretty much sure that most of the people who are listening to us, they're also unaware about it. And then bringing another subtopic, which is the book which you rightly showed is for the enterprise. That is itself, it's a big thing, right? Enterprise AI control. How you are getting a time and how you are, restructuring your mind and putting it towards that
Yeah, yeah. So
thinking
I
and
will address that
etc.
as well. So in fact, I am not getting any extra time. Everybody has 24 hours and everyone has their own priority. So whatever they like, they definitely find time. So I love writing, so I find time. And I have just followed two approach, which is helping me to spare at least 4 to 5 hour time. So by default, I get up at 4 o'clock, irrespective of sleeping time. And from 4 to 6, if anyone plans to devote these 2 hours on anything which they like, this 2 hour is equivalent to 4 5 hours during the day. So 3 hours they can save. And second thing, while started writing, I realized that I am spending too much on social media. So
Hmm.
I used to watch a lot of political news, debate, discussions, and Instagram reels and all those things. So I had switched myself from that. So I'm no longer watching that unless I find that very relevant and something related to my passion. And I just spend 10 15 minutes in the morning on newspaper. Why to know so many things which is not directly impacting you? So with these two, you can say adaptation, I managed to spare at least 4 to 5 hour time daily. So if you try that, you will definitely have additional time. But again, 24 hour will be 24 hours.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
And this is
how you prioritize, that it depends.
and it's a very important message because in today's world where the content is everywhere, it's very easy for anyone to distract. But to make a time management and also focus, and the one thing which most of the people get missed out is what exactly their passion is. Now, your
Correct.
passion you have developed, it's not coming in the one night, I am pretty much sure, but it comes over the time. But most thanks for bringing that particular part, your schedule, and distracting and avoiding the distraction. And the third one, which is very important, is to identify your passion and to work religiously onto that. So, and this not makes you to excel in your career, but it also makes you to become a right human. Because I have never heard any guest who talks about the civilization on this podcast. So, Govind, thank you for bringing a holistic approach that how your work is impacting the current and the upcoming civilization.
Right. Thanks a lot. So in fact, I claim also that I am system thinker. So system thinker looks from holistic standpoint and wider view. So
Yes, you are actually you are. So the way the deep level which you have gone through and bringing that gems from the hidden environment is something that any system thinker and the visualize and the visionary can only see that.
yeah,
So
thanks a lot, Deepak. In fact, you will find many terminology in this book, which is totally different and you will not find in public domain. Maybe somebody will copy and start writing that I don't know, and I don't have any control. And again, I like if somebody wants to copy from my book, that is good. But I like, yeah, I have written something interesting, something different. So that's why people are copying it. That's fine. So
uh,
my intent of writing this book is to spread awareness, spread knowledge, spread information, and that thing is happening. So that's okay. So I like that.
Sure, sure, sure. And at the closure, first of all, thank you so much. for all your time, all your efforts, and the work which you are doing, and the hidden work which you are doing now. You are because the book writing is not a 2 or 3 months time. It takes a lot of efforts. So thanks for
Right,
bringing that thing up. And to our audience, this is Deepak Bajaj signing off. But stay tuned for our upcoming podcast and the new ideas. And also, I want you to also look, the reason and the purpose of creating this podcast is to give you a real story. The people are the same people who are the same 24 hours, but they are the one who has taken some extra steps. If they can take it, why can't you take? And
right.
because it's not about the one person, it's about the impact that one person is doing. So thank you so much, Govind, for being part of our podcast and spreading your ideas. And it's always lovely to hear from you. And definitely, I know what is the next theme which I'm going to talk with you later on.
Right, right. So thanks a lot, Deepak. So it was very nice talking to you. This is our second podcast. So would love to do more such session with you. So it's very interesting discussion, very engaging discussion, and I like that very much. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to the audience as well. And let us be in touch. Let us be connected and wait for next podcast in similar line, which will be even more interesting.
Yes, yes, yeah. We are very now we are very we are earlier we were hopeful. Now we know it's going to happen.
Right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks a lot, Deepak. Thanks.